Welcome everyone, this is Nicole. I am so glad you're joining me here today. I am sharing an unboxing and project video featuring June 2024 Mama Elephant release products. So stay tuned for the unboxing. I'm going to take a walkthrough of everything included and create a couple of cards.
Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another paper crafting video tutorial and unboxing video. Today I am unboxing the June 2024 Mama Elephant release full of adorable stamps, dies, all of the good stuff that we love from Mama Elephant. So if you want to see what is included in the June 2024 release and see a couple of cards created with products from the release, stay tuned. Okay, we're going to do a quick walkthrough of what is in the June release, starting with probably my favorite product in the release, or one of my favorite products. This is the Write With Me stamp set. So cute, our cute Mama Elephant critters holding markers and pencils and paintbrushes, all of the cute things, little rainbows, paint buckets. Absolutely adorable. You can customize with little hats and things and create some adorable cards. There are, of course, coordinating dies to go with the Write With Me set. We will be using this set in my cards today. A new sentiment stamp set. This is called Work of Heart. Lots of great obviously teacher cards, but thank you for making a difference, wishing you an amazing year. This is kind of the fall release, I would say, for Mama Elephant. It's got some Halloween back to school, but you can use it for other things too. The Just a Note and You Are Appreciated are perfect. Have a wonderful day. And then lots of teacher related things. So really great stamp set I think you can use for teachers, school year, and beyond. Then, of course, an amazing Halloween stamp set. This is called Be Scary. Lots of awesome sentiments in that, you know, very typical Mama Elephant scripty style. I absolutely love these. And coordinating dies for the sentiments, which means you can die cut these and pop them right on your project so easily. These will be used in a video coming a little bit later from me. Then we have our new addition for this year for Halloween called Big Boo. Adorable little ghosties, an adorable haunted house. I love everything about this. I love Halloween. I love decorating for Halloween. I like crafting for Halloween. I don't know what it is, but I am here for it. And I have a really fun project coming with this set as well. The latest addition for the kind of truck series where you can put these in the bed of the truck or you can use them on your own is called Deliver Fall Fun. So we have our little, couch or chair scene here, like at home. We have a Halloween scene. We have the adorable elephant sitting on a stack of books, like a back to school scene, the globe, the pencils, greetings, little packages, kind of like moving packages almost, a bear and some leaves, and then a cornucopia with a fox and all of the fall things. So kind of encompasses a lot of different occasions. Then we have this awesome die here that has the notebook kind of ripped out page at the top. You can use it with or without the lines. This is brilliant. We are going to use this in today's cards. I absolutely love this. I am here for anything that looks like it is notebook paper. I just think it's so cute. Then we have new borders. Again, we have a notebook border. I guess we'll do it this way. A notebook border. We have this kind of circular border with some stitching. Really lots of fun ways to use that. A nice little stitching type of border here, and then a scallop with little hearts, as well as another little stitch and hole. Just beautiful decorative borders. These can be used in so many ways. So awesome die set here. And then we have a new square window die. I love this. It almost looks like maybe a picture frame you hang on the wall that has 4 openings in it. I can see using this in a lot of ways. It's a great basic.
The first thing I like to do is to plan out what I am creating. So I have die cut the note page from some craft cardstock to get started. And I'm pretty sure that I am going to need to create 2 cards so that I can utilize as many of these cute images as possible. And so what I decided to do was get 2 of the note pages die cut, and then I'm going to lay out my stamps. I often get asked by you all, how do I plan out or how do I envision my card? Do I sketch it? I actually am not a sketcher for the most part. Very rarely do I sketch anything out. Instead, I often, I guess, imagine in my mind. So I kind of marinate on the products for a few days, if you will. I look at them, I lay them out, I kind of envision how would I use the products. And then for me, I like to physically take them, like take the die cut, take the stamped images, take the greetings, and lay them out like you see here. So once I have a very good idea, I kind of want to do these separate areas of text. I want to also then embellish with the critters and the other images included in the stamp set. Then from there, I have a very good idea of where I am going with the design. Now, as cute as the note page is, I am a big fan of having my background tie in and tell the rest of the story. And so for this, I have a couple of 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch panels of craft cardstock. And yes, a lot of this is not going to get seen because the note page is fairly significantly sized, but there is enough border that I want something interesting happening in the background. So I have this awesome like paint splatter stencil from Fawn that I am going to stencil with Distress Oxide inks right here on my background. And you'll notice I have tipped my stencil so that I am going down each side. Off camera, or actually it was on camera, I just deleted it. I actually stenciled it right in the center. I wasn't even thinking. And then when I laid my note page on top, I was like, oh girl, that you're covering up all of the awesome paint splatter. So I want to concentrate on those edges so you're going to see that peeking out once we add the note page on top. Then I'm taking my Distress Oxides. I am going to ink in a rainbow of beautiful colors. I want lots of color here. Oxides are fantastic over colored cardstock, whether it's craft or something else, because they really retain their color. And I am going to ink down those sides. Now, yes, the whole panel is covered with this, and this would make an awesome background for really anything. Maybe you just want to pop some of your cute little critters that we're using from the Write With Me stamp set on top of there. You can do whatever you want. I have used the stamp wheel so that I have my sticky mat holding everything in place. It just helps a lot. And I am wiping off my stencil with some baby wipes in between so I'm not transferring the color. But look how beautiful and vibrant this background looks. This is exactly what I want. I think that just those peaks and pops of color around all 4 sides of my card or of that note page when we get it added is going to be really pretty, and again, add a lot of interest. Now over the top of this, I'm sure it surprises no one that we're going to stamp some white pigment text. White pigment text is totally my jam. I love it on everything, and it's not overpowering. It really just adds to the overall design. So I am stamping this over both of my backgrounds because I am creating more than one card at a time with this video today. And this is the thank you text from Simon Says Stamp. You can use any favorite text that you like. I kind of thought because I was doing an appreciation type card, the thank you text tied in wonderfully. So after we have our backgrounds stamped, I was going to stamp my critters, but I decided instead, let's stamp our sentiments for our card. And today we are using greetings from that awesome Work of Heart stamp set. Now, I kind of went with less teacher type of appreciation cards and more of just a thank you style card. As I mentioned in the intro and in the unboxing, that it doesn't have to necessarily be teacher. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however we want to look at it, at this point in my life, my youngest has graduated from high school. I don't really have teachers to give cards to anymore. So I utilize the stamp set in a different way. Hopefully, maybe I can make cards for someone else at some point or whatever. Or I'll have grandkids maybe in the future, hopefully in the far off future. But you know what I mean. I can use it, those teacher greetings. But I always try to find a way to utilize it in a way that works for me. And I thought these greetings were lovely for a thank you or an appreciation type of card. So I have combined the greetings, and I am going to stamp them differently on each background depending on the images I'm using. So I had laid out my critters. They're actually above me here on my work surface. And because I'm using different images, some are going to be the same images, but some are different on the two cards. Then that way I know where my greetings are going to go. Now, if you don't like the lines on this note page, remember you can you can use your wire snips to remove the lined part, and then you don't have to use that. So it could just be a flat note page. I went ahead and left them in because I kind of liked the look, but there are going to be some lines going through the text. So I just wanted to be transparent with that if you don't like that, just remove that part of the die. I love that you can use it either way. Okay, so I'm stamping with a clear embossing ink, heat embossing with white embossing powder, and then we are going to set these aside. Well, I had planned to set them aside, but looking at them and then looking at them on my backgrounds that have the beautiful stenciling and everything, I really felt like I needed to add a little bit of a decorative, maybe not decorative, grungy edge, but I don't want to go brown grungy. These are colorful type of cards. And so I am going to add some salvage patina around the edges, but we'll come back to that in just 1 second. I have the rest of my craft cardstock from die cutting one of my note pages, and I'm going to be able to get I don't think I was able to get all of my images because I do need another rainbow and sunshine. But I have another scrap of craft paper. I'll stamp those on off camera and color those. But here are the images we are using for our cards. And I do need to stamp that paint can more than once. I kind of like the addition of that. So I've stamped them with an ink suitable for alcohol ink coloring, and I will use Olo markers to color those in here in just a minute. But going around the edge of my panel, I am using some salvaged patina. Sometimes as my other elements are laying there and I start working on other parts of the design, I can see, oh my gosh, I think that I need to add something around the edge. And like I said, I really didn't want to go with brown. I didn't feel like brown matched the mood and feel of these cards. Oh, I like that. I think that's just softens the edges a little bit. Plus it also defines the edges when you've got craft against craft. Now, I have made no secret that I am really loving craft cardstock, and I love how the Olo markers or Copic markers, whatever you like to use, look on craft when you color on craft. And so that's what we're doing today. Plus, with the craft on craft, we've got the craft images and critters on a craft note page on a craft background. I don't think the edges when you die cut the images with the coordinating dies are near as glaring when you do that. Now, I don't know if these are still available or not, but I have a rainbow of these awesome, colorful little mini paper clips from Doodlebug. I've had these for years. And I thought, oh my gosh, wouldn't that be adorable on these cards? So I went ahead and attached like the little pool colored ones to each of my backgrounds, just like you have a little paper clip to your note page. I don't know. I thought it was a cute little nod to the school supply kind of feel of these products. Then on the back, I am covering the back with a lot of foam tape. Part of the reason I did this is because those die cut lines, I did not want them to be wonky and I wanted it to be very secure. So I went ahead and just used quite a bit of foam tape there. And then I'm going to slightly tilt my panel and attach it to the background. So you can see not much of the paint splatter shows, but enough that the color, you guys, the color is really going to tie in once we color our images and pop them on top. So I really love that. Here I added that paper clip again, and then I'm just going over the back, adding my foam tape. And this is some Simon Says Stamp foam tape. I particularly love this foam tape. It's pretty low profile. I like the long strips. You guys know, white pigment ink, hearts, and foam tape. Nicole's 3 favorite things. So I like to have foam tape on almost every card. Something needs to be popped up. And in this case, we have our background popped up and we're going to pop up our images. Okay, it's time to color. This is my favorite spinner from Target. It's the Bright Room spinner. I will link it right here. As well as down in the right under the description box, there will be a pop-up with that. So if you are interested in picking one up, you can totally do that. I have put my Olo markers. Olos are a little different than other alcohol markers. I'm going to also direct you to another video where I talk about the new colors from Olo that were just released here within the last month. But I put my markers end to end. You can connect them all different ways. I have my brush tips end to end with shading color combos. So I was able to get my entire collection in one of these Bright Room spinners. They're $15 at Target. They do ship if you don't have a Target close by, but it's amazing. I love keeping my markers this way. They just sit on the shelf underneath, right where I stand to craft, and I pull it out when I'm coloring. Now I am coloring in my images, and I, of course, want lots of beautiful color in this because I want it to tie into the ink blending we did in the background. I will list all of the marker colors I am using down in the description below, as well as over on my blog post. I'm trying to put the caps here on the screen as well for you to see, so you can get a good idea for what I'm using. And if you use a different brand of marker, just pick, similar colors or whatever if you like the look of this card, or you do you, as Tim Holtz says. Do what you like to do here. I know I've been asked quite a few times why I have switched to the Olos or whatnot, and it is simply, I have made no secret. We've talked about this in live Friday videos and other things, that I am not one who generally just jumps ship. I also don't jump on new products very quickly. It takes me a while to warm up to things, which is kind of funny, I know. But I did not jump on these right away, even though one of my best friends works for this company. It took me a while to think, do I want to, commit to changing? And you guys, the main reason I changed, I was having a lot of trouble with my markers and I was having to refill them constantly when I should not have been having to refill them. This is not a reflection on the markers. If you're having good luck with them, I am not saying to jump ship at all or change. You can use the markers together. When I first started with Olos, I didn't have enough colors. I would use a lot of my neutrals from Copic with my Olos. They're all alcohol ink markers. So you can, do a gradual change. You can just fill in a few if you want to. You can try them out. But I will say the smoothness of coloring is and not having to refill them is the selling point for me. Plus, you can purchase just the brush tips if you want. You don't have to have the chisel tip. And so I do mine brush to brush. I don't use the chisel tip hardly ever. And because I have them brush to brush, it just takes up a lot less room for me as well. So I hope that kind of helps with that. I know for a lot of you that may be a repeat of what you've heard before, but I'm also trying to keep the coloring in these videos A lot of you said you like this speed. Obviously, it's a sped up video, so we're not here for an hour and a half, which is, I believe, how long it took me to make these cards, if I'm thinking correctly to the real-time video content I had for these cards. But you can still see the coloring process, because I know a lot of you love that. And if you don't, you can also fast forward through it. So that's kind of, you know, the whole story for me. Also, because it's basically, you know, just the little half marker. Let's say BG 2.3 that I'm using here, because it's a favorite color, runs out of ink. I can purchase another marker of that, unscrew it from the connector ring that holds the markers together, and I can go ahead and replace that one. Just that. So for me, I just felt like such a lot less work. I don't have to store refills. I don't have to mess with the refills. I was a messy refiller. And they don't, you know, dry out as quickly. They do have a different core in them than the other markers. I think they flow beautifully. I think they color beautifully. So I'm a huge, huge fan now. It's like how I didn't think I needed a Misty. And that's been years and years ago. A lot of you maybe have just come to crafting and have never known not having a Misty. But I remember way back when, the acrylic blocks, stamping things, I don't know, 7-8 times to get a good image, wasting so much paper. And I can't believe I ever thought I didn't need a Misty. We just talked about that in a recent Friday Live, and so that's kind of on my mind, and I think it's funny. So now you can see the color come into life. I did try to color everything that was the same color at one time. You know, I missed some things here and there, but overall, love it. And yes, that little critter down there looks like he's holding the other brand of alcohol ink marker, but that's fine. I love it. I just love the little pencil with the piggy and the paintbrush with the penguin. Oh my gosh, you guys. And there is one critter that I did not end up using. I tried, but I couldn't get it to kind of work the way I wanted. The bunny is holding like a Crayola crayon, it looks like. I mean, that's what it's kind of drawn as. So that's cute too. I even think, here is my idea. I did not get it executed before the video went up, but I think a card, like even maybe a slimline or maybe a mini slimline, depending on how it would fit, or maybe even an A2 card. If you stamped like 6 bunnies and then colored each of them differently, but colored the crayons differently, you could do like a little rainbow of bunnies holding crayons. Wouldn't that be adorable? I don't know, that because he's holding it straight up and down as well. So I thought if you lined them all up and then you maybe just, you know, incorporated some of the other little images around it. And there are some other Mama Elephant stamp sets that have paint buckets and artist supplies and whatnot. So you could really mix and match with things that you already own. I think that would be cute as well. I'm trying to incorporate maybe some more ideas or mention some more ideas, especially in these unboxing videos, which are kind of new for me. I know you don't see me actually opening the box, but hopefully, you know, the new product walkthroughs maybe is what I should call it, that maybe inspire you. So if you're not doing something kind of like what I'm doing here, that you're like, oh my gosh, or it jumpstarts your creativity into what you could do with these images. I don't know about you guys, but anytime there is a stamp set that includes artist supplies or school supplies, I am here for it. I love those kinds of images. I have always loved like the office supplies and school supply thing. One of my vivid memories from being little is going with my mom, and she did some bookkeeping for my dad's farming business and then another farming family and business. I come from a farming family. but she did the bookkeeping for these two companies. And she would have to go, I mean, this is, back in the 80s, she would have to go in and get like copies and other stuff and go to this office supply store. I don't know what else she did. Honestly, I don't remember. I didn't care. I would want to go look through the office supplies whenever we were there. And I vividly remember, I loved the colorful paper clips. Ironic that I love the little mini Doodlebug paper clips I used in today's card video. But I wanted all of the colorful pens, the pencil or pen, I can't remember. I think it was that pencil that would change the colors. Does anyone remember those? I was here for those as well. But any kind of cute sticky notes, colorful office supplies, pens, pencils, paper, all of the little goodies. I just remember vividly that I would go up and down the aisles while she was doing other things, wanting all of that stuff. That and reading. Bookstores were my jam. Funny enough, I still love to read, but mostly it's audiobooks nowadays so that I can do two things at once. But oh my goodness. Yeah, that was my jam when I was a kiddo. We're almost done coloring. I did add some little dots and things to my critters. I often like to do that to add interest to them. Especially, these are fairly little. Really, it only takes maybe 1 or 2 shading colors because they are so small, or at least that's what I tend to use for this to kind of simplify it and make it easier. And then I noticed I forgot to color the paint stirs. I wish I had done the paint stirs in a light brown, but I did them in this dark gray. Probably because I thought I'd forgotten to color them. I thought I had. I did. And once I did it, I was like, too late now. I'm not recoloring. I'm going to go through and add some white highlights with a white pen. I love doing this all of the time, but I think it especially shows up fantastic on craft cardstock. Look at how vivid the white looks on this. And so I kind of really went all in on this, and my favorite part is on the clouds because the clouds aren't white. I did a little outline with an aqua. I'm going to go all over the cloud area and add some white dots. And I love that. I really thought that turned out super sweet. Now, once we're done with the highlights, and I will need to stamp and color another rainbow and another sunshine, I'm going to take the coordinating dies, and you will need some wire snips. They are tabbed from Mama Elephant. I love my Lawn Fawn wire snips. They're aqua. You want to cut them apart, and then I like to use a little repositionable tape. This is Post-it tape. Tape my dies down in place. The sunshine can be a little tricky. Here's my tip for this. I found the widest opening spot, lined that up with my sunshine, and it die cut perfectly both times. And then we're going to run this through our machine. The paint can, the rainbow, and the sunshine had to be cut twice, but everything else was once. Now, there's also the scribbly heart and star in this stamp set, and I thought these were perfect additions to our notebook or note page design. So I'm going to stamp these multiple times in Kitsch Flamingo. I think Barn Door is the red color. Yes. And mustard. I did do salvage patina, but I ended up not using that. I think 3 per card is enough. So each card will have a yellow, red, and pink star or heart or combination. I did a combination. So one card will have 2 stars and one will have 2 hearts. But to me, I thought those colors looked amazing. Look how good they look also. That is something else I wanted to mention, how good these look stamped. They're going to look amazing on our finished card design. Now, I am going to go ahead and attach my images to my card with foam adhesive. In fact, see, I don't think the salvage patina is near as showy as the other colors, so I just decided to not use that one. We are going to pop every image up with additional foam. I'm going to use foam squares in both the large and the small sizes. after we get everything die cut, and that is really almost it for our cards. We will add a little bit more embellishment, which I'll show you here in a second. But I need to die cut all of these little pieces. Look how cute the backgrounds look. I have attached almost everything. I'll show you attaching the rest of it. Got some foam here on our sunshine. Yes, our sunshine, but our rainbow. The rainbow for me really ties into the colorful aspect on the backgrounds of both cards. Look how cute. And then our little hearts and stars fill in any of those extra open areas. You could even go to your other Mama Elephant stamp sets and really tie in or grab some extra images. You know, they always have extra birds, or there might be other sets with pigs, penguins, foxes, all of the things. There are going to be other sets because these are just classic Mama Elephant critters. And you could really mix and match with things that you already have. But I do love showing how I created this entire, or both of these cards really, with that single image stamp set and then a greeting stamp set, which you could also pull different greeting stamp sets that you maybe already own at home and do something very similar. And then we're going to take a black jelly roll pen, and this is always what I like to do after I've die cut my images. So the white highlights, I don't mind doing that ahead of time, but I always wait to do the black jelly roll images until after I have attached or die cut, pardon me, my images, because I do feel like it, I don't know, rolling it through your die cut machine through the rollers tends to flatten it a little bit. So when I have them die cut, that is when I take that black jelly roll pen and I emphasize their eyes. I've also glued my panels to white top fold card bases, but that addition of the black jelly roll pen to the eyes really makes their eyes pop and makes their faces shine. And that is what I want for my critter cards. I want their little sweet faces to be the stars of the show. And we'll just kind of go in. There we go. Perfect. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this Mama Elephant product review for June 2024, as well as a card creation video. The supplies I used to create my cards are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you so much for joining me today for another paper crafting tutorial. I love being able to share with this incredible community of crafters. I want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to my amazing Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link in the description underneath the video here on YouTube. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do. There is exclusive content, information, and behind-the-scenes content. Top-tier members will receive a handmade birthday card during your birthday month, access to D-Stash, and monthly exclusive lives, plus so much more. We would love to have you join our growing community. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new video. Thanks for watching!